The odds of catching a blue lobster like this one is about 1 in 2 million.
How's that for full odds? Because when it comes to shiny hunting, we all love a rare colored Pokemon. So, what if I told you there are actually IRL shiny versions of creatures out there right now, just ready to be found? How this simple seafood star inspired one of the coolest shiny designs in the Pokemon franchise. Hello, trainers. I'm Rival John. And one of the reasons I even started this series, and even making Pokemon content to begin with, came from my love of shiny Pokemon. Just like their base designs, a lot of thought is sometimes put into them that just leads you down a rabbit hole to learn more. Clauncher is one of those that is just so well thought out that I don't care what your feelings are about its stats or viability or anything, you just have to appreciate when a design hits. Let's start with a little background. Clauncher's design is based on a crustacean, drawing from both shrimp and lobster elements. Both Clauncher and its evolved form, Clawitzer, have an overdeveloped claw that they use for battle. The shrimp elements come from the pistol shrimp, a sea critter able to lock and snap its claw with so much force it can actually create little bubbles of air and shoot them at predators or prey to stun them. Remember that for later. Lobsters mainly live at the bottom of the ocean, in cold and salty waters, and they come in a surprising number of colors. And if your first thought was red, you'd be wrong. A typical lobster comes in a brownish color. Not very exciting. But wait, isn't Larry the Lobster from SpongeBob a bright red? He is, but that's not a good thing. See, red as a lobster is just a tall fishtail. Lobsters only turn red when they hit hot water. Lobsters eat a red pigment in their plant food called astaxanthin, which helps protect them against stress. That pigment is stored in the lobster's skin underneath its hard outer shell. When you boil a lobster, the heat breaks down all the pigment, leaving just the bright red skin. So remember, the only red lobster is a dead lobster. But there are other colors they come in, ones you probably never thought. That news piece you saw at the intro was how I first even got interested in Clauncher and Clawitzer's shinies, and how lobsters are, in a way, like Pokemon with rare alternate colored forms. That fisherman caught the blue lobster in May of 2016 off the coast of Canada. Some lobsters become blue as a result of a genetic mutation that causes the lobster to produce an excessive amount of a particular protein, sometimes giving them an almost electric blue color. And fishtails say that just like shinies, they're good luck.
The blue lobster, the old people say, my dad says that it brings luck and prosperity to the boat, in the crew, and that it's good luck to return it to the ocean.
At first, I thought it was just blue, but those are actually the more common of the rare lobsters. See, you have a 1 in 2 million chance of finding a blue lobster, but they can come in a variety of other colors, like yellow, orange, and even this cool split black and orange, fittingly called a Halloween lobster. The chances of finding a yellow or orange lobster are somewhere between 1 in 30 million. A Halloween lobster is a 1 in 50 million chances. Sure makes those 1 in 8,000 odds from back in the early generations look pretty quaint, don't they? Y'all, these are actual IRL shiny Pokemon. So if you're still watching at this point, comment shiny lobster down below. So that brings me to Clauncher and Clawitzer. Their normal forms are blue, like the less rare blue lobsters. Their shinies are an orangey color, keeping some remnants of that blue from its base form. That's the 1 in 50 million one. The color palettes for both are drawing inspiration from the different colors that real lobsters can be. Though you could also make the argument that the more reddish tint to them could be Game Freak making a boiled lobster reference, which I think, in at least one instance, they already are. The shinies I said were orange. Clawitzer's massive claw, though, is noticeably a darker red color. Remember when I mentioned the pistol shrimp inspiration as to why it has a comically oversized claw that it uses for battle? See, when a pistol shrimp snaps its claw shut, it generates a shockwave that can momentarily heat the water around its claw to incredibly high temperatures, even exceeding the surface temperature of the sun. This intense heat is a result of a process called cavitation. So think about it. Shiny Clawitzer's claw is a deeper red because its launching abilities produce so much heat, it's basically boiling the pigment right off its claw with powerful jets of water, similar to how lobsters turn red when cooked. Oh, and if you were wondering if there's an even rarer lobster out there is. Meet the albino lobster, with a shiny rate chance of 1 in 100 million. Happy hunting! A big thanks for making it this far into the video. You are a real one. If you like this video and want to see more shiny breakdowns, remember to like and subscribe. That lets YouTube know this is the type of video to recommend to other Pokemon fans. Leave a comment and join the conversation. Follow me on my social media. And as always, share with the Pokemon nerd in your life. So, tell me, are Clauncher and Clawitzers a reverse take on the real-world shinies? Did these Pokemon just level up in your book? Are you looking at them in a new way? What would you have given them as a shiny if not these? And tell me what other Pokemon deserve a deep dive just like this. Until next time, trainers.